Hello, everyone, and welcome. Have you ever been caught in a moment where your emotions felt like a runaway train? Where anger surged, words flew, and regrets followed? In today's video, we're diving deep into the wisdom of Buddhist teachings to help you master those moments and cultivate a sense of calm no matter what life throws your way. Get ready to transform your emotional responses and discover a new level of inner peace. Imagine this. Your heart is pounding, your fists clench, and your mind races with frustration. Anger takes over, and before you know it, you've said or done something you regret. But what if you could stop it before it even starts? What if you could train your mind to stay calm, no matter the situation? The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." In other words, anger is not just an emotion. It's a force that can consume your peace, your clarity, and even your relationships. The secret isn't in suppressing anger. It's in understanding it, mastering it, and transforming it into something powerful. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful lessons from Buddhist wisdom that will help you take control of your emotions and remain calm, even when faced with the most frustrating challenges. Stay with me till the end, and you'll discover practical techniques that will change the way you handle anger forever. 1. Master the sacred pause before reacting. Anger has a way of taking over the mind, making us say or do things we later regret. It creates an urge to react instantly, often without thinking. But in that crucial moment, instead of letting anger control you, practice the sacred pause. The sacred pause is the space between what happens to you and how you choose to respond. It gives you time to step back, process your emotions, and respond with clarity rather than impulse. Imagine someone says something hurtful or disrespectful. Your natural instinct may be to snap back, but instead of reacting immediately, pause. Take a deep breath, count to 3, and allow yourself to settle. This simple yet powerful practice prevents anger from dictating your actions. It shifts your response from automatic reaction to conscious decision-making. When you pause, you give yourself the opportunity to ask, "Is this worth my peace? How would my best self respond?" With consistent practice, this pause becomes second nature. Over time, you'll notice that instead of feeling overwhelmed by anger, you remain centered, calm, and in control, even in difficult situations. The sacred pause is your shield against regret and your gateway to wisdom. When you pause, you also give the other person a chance to calm down, reducing the chances of a heated argument. This small moment of stillness allows you to choose words that heal, rather than words that hurt. Ultimately, the sacred pause is not just about controlling anger. It's about cultivating patience, wisdom, and emotional strength in everyday life. 2. Transform anger into power. Anger is often seen as a negative emotion, something to be suppressed or avoided. But in Buddhism, anger is simply energy, raw, intense, and powerful. Instead of letting it consume you, you can learn to redirect it into something positive and productive. Think of anger like fire. Left uncontrolled, it burns everything in its path. But when harnessed correctly, fire provides warmth, cooks food, and even powers engines. The same applies to anger. It can destroy, or it can fuel transformation. The key is to recognize it, then choose how to use it. When anger rises, instead of lashing out or bottling it up, channel that energy into something meaningful. Use it as motivation to improve yourself, to speak up for what is right, or to work harder toward your goals. Many great achievements in history have been born from frustration and the desire for change. For example, if someone criticizes you unfairly, instead of responding with bitterness, use that anger to push yourself forward, to grow, to improve, to prove them wrong through success, not through conflict. If a situation frustrates you, let that energy drive you toward a solution, rather than dwelling on the problem. With practice, you'll start seeing anger not as an enemy, but as a force you can control. Instead of being a victim of emotions, you become their master. When you transform anger into power, you don't just stay calm, you become unstoppable. 3. Shift from reaction to observation. Anger feels overwhelming because we immediately identify with it. We say, "I am angry," as if the emotion defines us. But in Buddhism, there is a powerful shift that changes everything. Learning to observe anger, rather than react to it. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float by. Your thoughts and emotions, including anger, are like those leaves. Instead of grabbing onto them, simply watch them pass. When anger arises, don't become it. Observe it. Notice how it feels in your body, how your heartbeat quickens, how tension builds. Instead of reacting, take a step back and say, anger is here. This simple act of observation creates distance between you and the emotion. The moment you stop identifying with anger, it begins to lose its power over you. Ask yourself, what is triggering this anger? Is it worth my peace? Most of the time, anger is a reaction to expectations not being met or a situation being different from what we wanted. By observing instead of reacting, you gain control over how you respond. Buddhist monks practice this by labeling emotions. Instead of engaging with them, the next time anger appears, mentally note it. Anger is present. Then watch as it rises and falls like a wave in the ocean. Just like waves, emotions come and go. They don't last forever unless you feed them with attention. By shifting from reaction to observation, you become the calm witness rather than the storm itself. You no longer act impulsively, and instead you respond with wisdom, clarity, and self-control. This shift is one of the greatest secrets to lasting inner peace. 4. Reframe the situation with a new perspective. Anger often comes from how we interpret situations, not necessarily from the situation itself. Two people can experience the same event, but one remains calm while the other explodes with rage. Why? It's all about perspective. Buddhism teaches that suffering doesn't come from what happens to us, but from the meaning we attach to it. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your immediate reaction might be frustration or anger. How dare they? But what if you paused and considered another possibility? Maybe they are rushing to a hospital. Maybe they are distracted by a personal crisis. Or maybe they simply made a mistake, just like you might have done before. The moment you change how you view the situation, your anger loses its grip. Reframing doesn't mean ignoring emotions or pretending problems don't exist. It means consciously choosing to see things in a way that brings you peace rather than pain. When someone insults you, instead of taking it personally, remind yourself that their words reflect them, not you. If you face a setback, instead of seeing it as unfair, view it as a lesson for growth. Buddhist teachings encourage looking at every situation with curiosity rather than judgment. Ask yourself, is my anger based on reality, or is it my interpretation of reality? What is another way to see this? Often, shifting your perspective even slightly is enough to release anger and replace it with understanding. By training your mind to reframe situations, you develop emotional resilience. Instead of being trapped in frustration, you gain the freedom to choose calmness, wisdom, and inner peace, no matter what life throws your way. 5. Use deep breathing to dissolve the fire of anger. Anger is like a fire. It flares up quickly, consuming your mind and body. Your heart races, your muscles tense, and your breath becomes shallow and rapid. In that moment, your body is preparing for battle, flooding with stress hormones that push you toward an immediate reaction. But just as fire needs oxygen to burn, anger needs your attention to grow. The key to calming it lies in something simple yet powerful: your breath. Buddhist monks have long taught the practice of mindful breathing to control emotions. When you are angry, your breath becomes erratic and shallow, feeding your emotional state. However, if you consciously slow down your breathing, you signal to your body that there is no real threat. Your nervous system shifts from fight or flight mode to a state of relaxation. This process helps cool down the emotional fire before it gets out of control. The next time anger arises, focus on your breath instead of reacting. Take a deep breath in through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Hold the breath for a moment, and then slowly exhale through your mouth, letting go of tension. Repeat this process at least 3 to 5 times. You will begin to notice a shift. Your heartbeat slows, your mind clears, and the urge to react impulsively fades. This technique is rooted in Buddhist mindfulness practices, particularly anapanasati, or awareness of breath. By focusing on each inhale and exhale, you anchor yourself in the present moment, rather than being swept away by emotions. When you are fully present with your breath, anger cannot take control of you. Instead of being dragged into the storm of emotions, you become the observer, watching the storm pass. To make deep breathing even more effective, you can pair it with visualization. Imagine your anger as a flame inside you, burning fiercely. With each slow inhale, picture a cool wave of air entering your body. With every exhale, imagine the fire shrinking, gradually extinguishing until only calmness remains. This visualization helps reinforce the effect of the breath, allowing you to regain your inner balance more quickly. Practicing deep breathing regularly trains your mind and body to respond to anger differently. Instead of instantly reacting with frustration or aggression, you create a space for calmness to enter. You develop the ability to pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with wisdom rather than impulse. The beauty of this practice is that it can be done anywhere, anytime, whether you are in a heated argument, stuck in traffic, or dealing with a stressful situation at work. Deep breathing is always available to you. No one even needs to know you are doing it. In just a few seconds, you can shift from anger to clarity, from tension to peace. This practice might feel unnatural, especially when emotions are strong, but like any skill, it becomes easier with repetition. Buddhist teachings emphasize that mastering the mind begins with mastering the breath. The more you train yourself to use deep breathing in moments of anger, the more automatic it will become. Instead of allowing emotions to control you, you take charge of them, using your breath as a tool to stay grounded. Deep breathing is not just about calming anger. It is about cultivating a habit of inner peace. It is about transforming the way you respond to life's challenges, ensuring that your mind remains a place of clarity and wisdom, rather than chaos and impulsivity. Every deep breath you take is a step toward a more peaceful, controlled, and mindful life. 6. Train your mind with calm anchors. Anger often feels uncontrollable because it happens so quickly. One moment you're calm, and the next frustration or rage takes over. But what if you had a way to instantly ground yourself, no matter how intense the situation? In Buddhism, there is a powerful technique for maintaining inner peace, even in the most stressful moments. Training your mind with calm anchors. A calm anchor is anything that brings you back to a state of balance when emotions try to overwhelm you. Just as a ship uses an anchor to stay steady during a storm, you can use mental and physical cues to keep yourself grounded when anger arises. These anchors act as reminders, bringing you back to awareness and stopping anger from spiraling out of control. One of the simplest and most effective calm anchors is a mantra. This could be a short phrase that you silently repeat to yourself when you feel anger bubbling up. Buddhist monks often use phrases like, "I choose peace," "Let this go," or "Breathe in calm, breathe out tension." The repetition of these words helps redirect your focus, shifting your mind away from anger and toward a state of control. Over time, just thinking about your mantra will automatically trigger a sense of calmness, like a reflex. Another powerful calm anchor is physical touch. Some people find comfort in placing a hand on their chest or abdomen when they feel angry, as if physically reassuring themselves to stay grounded. Others use a simple gesture, like pressing their thumb and index finger together, or clenching and releasing their fists. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they send a powerful message to the brain. Pause, breathe, regain control. For those who struggle with anger in specific situations, like arguments, work stress, or daily frustrations, creating visual anchors can be incredibly helpful. This could be an object that reminds you to stay calm, such as a small stone in your pocket, a bracelet on your wrist, or even a special wallpaper on your phone with a peaceful quote. Every time you see or touch this anchor, it serves as a reminder to stay composed. Breathing techniques can also act as calm anchors. If you train yourself to take 3 slow, deep breaths every time you feel anger rising, your mind will begin associating deep breathing with emotional control. Eventually, when anger starts to surface, your body will naturally turn to deep breathing before you even have to think about it. Another deeply rooted Buddhist practice is using awareness as an anchor. This means simply noticing the moment anger begins, how your body tightens, how your heartbeat changes, how your thoughts become aggressive. Instead of trying to suppress the feeling, just acknowledge it. Ah, anger is here. The moment you recognize anger without immediately reacting, it begins to lose its power over you. To make calm anchors even more effective, practice using them daily, even when you're not angry. The more you train your mind with these tools, the more automatic they become. Instead of getting caught up in anger, you will find yourself naturally reaching for your anchor, staying in control, and choosing peace. Calm anchors also help in diffusing conflicts. When you stay calm, Your energy influences others, preventing arguments from escalating. Instead of feeding the fire of anger, you create a space for understanding and patience. When others see you responding with wisdom instead of aggression, they are more likely to mirror that energy, making conversations more constructive. Another way to strengthen your calm anchors is through meditation. Buddhist monks train their minds daily to remain steady through mindfulness and meditation, making it easier to access their inner peace even in stressful situations. A few minutes of daily meditation can reinforce your ability to use calm anchors naturally. Think of calm anchors as invisible tools you carry with you at all times. The more you practice, the stronger they become. Eventually, anger will no longer control you. Instead, you will be the one in control, navigating challenges with a steady mind and a peaceful heart. You won't need to suppress emotions or pretend they don't exist. You will simply master the art of redirecting them into something more powerful: clarity, wisdom, and inner strength. 7. Let go of the need to control everything. One of the greatest sources of anger is the illusion of control. We get frustrated when things don't go as planned, when people don't act the way we expect, or when situations unfold in ways we don't like. But Buddhism teaches a powerful truth. Control is an illusion, and trying to hold on to it only creates suffering. The more you try to force life to go your way, the more anger, stress, and disappointment you invite into your life. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you try to grip it tightly, the sand slips through your fingers. But if you keep your hand open and relaxed, the sand stays in your palm. This is the difference between trying to control everything and learning to let go. When you resist what is happening, you create tension within yourself. But when you accept that not everything is within your control, you find peace. Letting go does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means recognizing the difference between what you can change and what you cannot. You cannot control how other people behave, but you can control your reaction. You cannot control every outcome in life, but you can control how you respond to challenges. This shift in mindset frees you from unnecessary anger and frustration. One of the main reasons we struggle with letting go is the attachment to expectations. We expect people to treat us a certain way. We expect success to come easily. We expect life to be fair. But reality often does not match these expectations. And when that happens, anger arises. Instead of clinging to rigid expectations, practice acceptance. When things don't go your way, ask yourself, is this something I can change, or is it beyond my control? If you cannot change it, let it go. If you can, take action calmly, without anger clouding your judgment. A powerful Buddhist teaching that helps with letting go is the concept of impermanence, anicca, the idea that everything is constantly changing. No situation, emotion, or difficulty lasts forever. When you understand that everything in life is temporary, you stop holding on so tightly. Anger loses its grip because you realize that whatever is upsetting you right now will eventually pass. Another way to practice letting go is through detachment from the ego. Often, our anger is not about the situation itself, but about our ego feeling hurt. Someone insults us, and we take it personally. Someone disagrees with us, and we feel the need to prove them wrong. But the ego thrives on control. It wants to be right, to be respected, to be in charge. When you learn to detach from the need to defend your ego, many sources of anger simply disappear. Try this simple exercise. The next time you feel angry because something is not going your way, pause and ask yourself, will this matter a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? Most of the time, the answer is no. This realization helps put things into perspective, making it easier to let go of unnecessary frustration. Letting go also involves trusting life's flow. Sometimes what seems like a setback is actually leading you to something better. A lost job, a failed relationship, or a missed opportunity may feel frustrating at first, but often these moments guide us toward new paths and greater wisdom. When you stop trying to force life into a fixed shape, you allow space for unexpected blessings to enter. Practicing mindfulness is another key to releasing the need for control. When you stay present in the moment, rather than worrying about the past or future, you naturally let go of tension. Focus on what you can do right now, not on what you wish had happened or what you fear might happen next. The more you stay in the present, the less anger has power over you. In the end, Letting go is about choosing peace over control. Instead of exhausting yourself by trying to make the world bend to your will, surrender to life's natural flow. Accept that challenges will come, people will behave unexpectedly, and things won't always go as planned. And that's okay. The moment you stop trying to control everything, you set yourself free. Anger no longer rules you, calmness does. By letting go, you step into a life of ease, wisdom, and true inner peace. Anger is a visitor, not a permanent resident. It is a storm that passes, leaving behind the opportunity for growth and wisdom. Each time anger arises, see it as an invitation, not to react, but to transform. Through awareness, mindfulness, and compassion, you can learn the secret to staying calm in any situation. Let go of the fire, choose peace over reaction, and remember, true strength is found in stillness. I hope you found these Buddhist lessons helpful in your journey to emotional mastery and inner peace. Remember, it's a process, and every step you take toward understanding and managing your anger is a victory. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please give it a like, share it with someone who might need it, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for more wisdom-filled content on mastering the mind and living a more peaceful life. Thank you for watching. May you walk the path of peace and clarity.